The scariest bully in school charges at the only black girl in class and tries to drag her out forcefully in front of everyone, yelling she doesn't belong. Everyone watches, but she doesn't cry, doesn't run, doesn't flinch. Instead, something shocking happens that no one saw coming. Stay tuned. It was fourth period math class. The air in the classroom was heavy, like something big was about to happen. All eyes turned when Amira Jones walked in. She was the only black student in the room. She didn't say a word. She didn't need to. She just moved calm, slow, steady, like a storm that knew its power. She walked past the rows of seats, each one filled with students pretending not to stare, and sat down at the back, her usual spot. But something felt off today. From across the room, Chase Langston, the most feared bully in school, turned his head. His jaw twitched. His fist tightened around his pencil. Chase was tall, white, broad-shouldered, and angry all the time. He had 3 suspensions on his record. Nobody crossed him, unless they wanted trouble. Amira didn't care about trouble, not one bit. Ms. Porter, their teacher, was writing fractions on the whiteboard. Can anyone solve this one? Nobody raised their hand. No one even looked at the board. Everyone was watching Chase. He wasn't looking at the board either. He was staring at Amira. Hard, Chase slammed his pencil on the desk. Crack. The pencil split in half. His friend Mason leaned in and whispered, "Bro, chill." Chase didn't chill. He stood up. In the quiet classroom, that one sound, the scrape of his chair, was loud. Amira looked up from her notebook, her face calm. "Hey," Chase yelled, pointing at her. "You don't belong here." The whole room froze. Miss Porter turned around. "Chase, sit down." "She doesn't belong here," Chase shouted again, ignoring the teacher. "You're not one of us. You're not staying in our class." The room felt like it stopped breathing. Amira blinked once, then said, slow and clear, "Sit down, Chase." Chase laughed. "Oh, you think you're tough?" He marched toward her. Miss Porter tried to stop him, but Chase brushed past her like she wasn't even there. His heavy boots pounded the floor. He looked ready to explode. Amira didn't move. Chase reached her desk, eyes burning. "What's your problem, huh? You too good for us? You think you're better?" She didn't say a word. Chase kicked the leg of her desk. It shook. Her pen rolled off. "Say something, ghetto girl," he yelled. Gasps from the other students. One girl put her hand over her mouth. Miss Porter was frozen. Mason whispered, "Dude, you're going too far." Chase didn't care. He leaned in close. "You're not smart, you're not welcome, and you sure as hell don't belong in my classroom." Then he grabbed her arm. "You're leaving now," he yelled. Amira's chair slid back as he pulled on her. That was the moment. That was the moment everything changed. Chase raised his fist. He swung fast, but she was faster. Whoosh! She ducked low. His punch hit air. In one smooth move, she rose from her seat, grabbed his wrist, twisted it, spun behind him, and flipped him. The whole class watched in shock as Chase's body hit the ground. Thump. Silence. "Wait a second. Tell us where you were watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this." Amira stood over him, calm still, like a lion after the kill. Then she did something no one expected. She picked up her chair, sat back down, crossed her legs, opened her notebook, and started writing again, like nothing even happened. "What just happened?" someone whispered. Chase lay on the floor, groaning. Mason's mouth was wide open. "Dude," she flipped him, like a ninja. One kid clapped, then another. Then the whole class broke into applause, loud and echoing like thunder. Miss Porter called the office. "I need security." Now, moments later, 2 school guards rushed in. They looked at the scene, Chase on the floor, Amira seated calm. "Take him," Miss Porter said. "What? No," Chase shouted, trying to get up. She attacked me." "No," Miss Porter said coldly. "You attacked her. Everyone saw." The guards lifted Chase off the floor. "Let go of me. She's the problem. She's not like us." "Enough," one guard snapped. Chase kept yelling as they dragged him away. "She doesn't belong." But this time, nobody agreed. Not even Mason. As the doors slammed shut behind the bully, the room felt different, lighter, safer. Amira didn't look up, but everyone looked at her differently now, with respect, not fear, not pity, respect. After class, Amira was called to the principal's office. Principal Green, the school principal, was already there. He was a tall man with gray hair and tired eyes. He looked at her. "You okay?" "I'm fine," Amira said. "Chase's parents are coming in. We're reviewing the footage, but everyone saw what happened." She nodded. "I didn't start it." "I know." Then he asked, "Where did you learn that move?" She finally smiled a little. "My dad. He's a Marine." Principal Green raised his eyebrows. "That explains it." The next day, something strange happened. Kids moved their chairs so she had space. Mason walked up to her before class. He didn't say sorry, but he nodded. That nod meant something. Even Miss Porter gave her a quiet smile. But Amira didn't need their claps. She didn't care about being popular. She only cared about surviving, about keeping her place in a school that didn't want her from day one. She had worked twice as hard, been twice as silent, just to be treated like she didn't belong. But now, they knew better. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. The next afternoon, the school made an announcement. Chase Langston has been expelled. Whispers filled the hallway. People looked around, and some looked at Amira. She just kept walking, back straight, head high, and just before the bell rang, she sat in the same seat, back of the class, window side, peaceful, until someone new walked in, a girl with a smirk, leather jacket, eyes full of trouble. She looked at Amira, nodded, and sat one row over. The storm wasn't over. It had only just begun. The bell rang again. Ding, ding. Math class. Same room. Same teacher. Same back seat. Amira was already sitting there, calm as ever. Then the door opened. She walked in like fire. Brielle Carson, new student, long brown hair, black leather jacket, gold hoop earrings. Her boots hit the floor like drum beats. She didn't smile. She didn't blink. She looked straight at Amira, walked past the empty seats, sat in the row next to her, crossed her arms. Didn't say a word, but her eyes said everything. "I'm not here to play nice." Miss Porter went on teaching, but the air felt sharp, like knives were floating through it. Amira could feel it. Brielle wasn't like Chase. She wasn't loud. She didn't yell. She didn't swing first. She was smarter than that, and that made her more dangerous. Brielle leaned in during class and whispered, "You think you're safe now?" Amira didn't look at her. "You're not," Brielle said. "You made my cousin look weak. Now everyone talks about you. My family don't like that." That's when it clicked. Brielle was Chase's cousin. Next period, history class. Brielle followed her again. Lunch. Brielle sat 2 tables away. Whispers started swirling. "She's here for Amira. Be careful. She's trouble." But Amira wasn't afraid. Not of Brielle. Not of anyone. She knew bullies didn't always come with fists. Sometimes they came with plans. That afternoon, a video leaked. Someone filmed Chase getting flipped and edited it to make it look like Amira attacked him first. "Look what really happened," the caption read. It spread fast. Phones beeped and buzzed all day. Amira stood in the hallway, watching the screen, and beside her, Brielle smirked. Amira didn't speak. She walked to the office. "Principal Green," she said to the principal, "I need a meeting." "Another one?" he asked, surprised. "Yes," she said, "but this time, make sure there's a camera." The next morning, the school called an assembly. Whole student body, teachers, staff, even some parents. Principal Green walked to the mic. "There's been a lot of talk about what happened earlier this week, some true, some not. So we're here to clear the air." He turned to the giant screen. The full classroom video played, the real one. Everyone saw Chase yell. Everyone saw him swing. Everyone saw Amira flip him, only after being attacked. And right there in the crowd, Brielle folded her arms. The room clapped, loud, louder than before. Later that day, Amira walked to her locker. Brielle was already waiting there. She had 2 girls with her, both dressed in black, both quiet. "You think you're smart?" Brielle said. "You just embarrassed my whole family." Amira didn't flinch. "No. They did that themselves." Brielle stepped closer. "You don't belong here. You're just some charity case from the South Side trying to act like you're better." Amira closed her locker. "You know what I am?" "I'm still here." Brielle's face turned red. She raised her hand like she was about to slap her. Everyone in the hallway paused. Amira didn't blink. But before Brielle's hand moved, someone grabbed it. It was Officer Lane, the school resource officer. "That's enough," he said, firm. Brielle tried to pull away. "She started it." "No," Officer Lane said, shaking his head. "You've been following her for 2 days, and now this. We're done." Principal Green stepped in again. "We reviewed the hallway cameras. We know about the video edit. We know who leaked it. You'll be suspended for harassment and slander, and your parents will be here shortly." Brielle's jaw dropped. The crowd cheered, not because they were angry, but because justice finally felt real. That Friday, a note was taped on Amira's locker. It wasn't mean. It wasn't rude. It just said, "Thank you for standing up for all of us." Signed, half the class. She smiled for the first time all week, not because she won a fight, but because now kids who looked like her felt like they belonged. Amira kept her same seat, back row, window side, and this time, when she walked in, nobody stared. They just nodded, and that was more powerful than any cheer, because silence when filled with respect is louder than any noise. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because standing up isn't always about fighting back. Sometimes it's just about refusing to back down, and when one voice rises, it gives others the courage to do the same. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.